Okay, this is take number 3 of me doing this on my couch, but let's see if I can do this right. So, my name is Alex Storey. This is me building my agency, Skill Mammoth, in public. I'm sitting here on the couch. This is day 23 of me doing this. And basically, the whole purpose of this series is mostly for accountability for me to, just make sure I'm asking myself the questions in the mindset of like tracking some numbers to make sure that, I'm progressing upward. I also I'm doing it to get more reps, right? If I speak more, if I talk more, if I do these videos more kind of off the dome, it'll help me for, longer form videos with a little bit more production value that I can help if I'm building my brand going to market. Anyway, for you guys who are watching, this is useful because you can see my agency warts and all, like what I'm doing good, what I'm doing poorly, some things that I'm testing out, the successes, failures, all that kind of fun stuff. And if you want to do this alongside me, you can, do it for your own accountability as well. And to that end, I ask myself these 4 questions every single day. How much money did I make in the last 30 days? It's kind of like an indicator of how successful I've been, but also as kind of like a goal to make sure that I try to stay, hopefully that number keeps on going up or stays even. Sales wise, that's the next question is what am I doing to get more money? Third question is what am I doing to keep it, aka fulfillment and client management. And lastly, what am I doing to fix the business inside? What am I doing to optimize strategy for the future? So to answer those questions, in the last 30 days, I made $41,640. That did go down, just nature of the game. Not a lot of new sales on a Sunday. But to get more sales, I've got 10K, fresh leads loading into my cold email campaign, ready to start sending tomorrow. I've got a website audit lead that came in. It was a SaaS company, which is nice. I also got somebody from a pricing page, but I'm pretty sure they put in like a fake email. My ICP is not SaaS companies. I haven't built any SaaS websites other than the SaaSes that I own, but I'll build them one if they're interested. So I'll reach out and because if I can break into the SaaS market, that's a massive. The budgets go higher, right? And SEO to some extent can be easier to do depending on how niche the SaaS is, right? CRM, it's impossible, right, to rank high. But like if it's like a special sort of tool that does a specific task, you can print an SEO in that space. Anyway, moving on. I got 2 sales calls tomorrow. I got one from a cold email that got booked, and then one from a cold text that I was testing. One is a roofmammoth.ai SaaS customer, and then one is a prospect for a website and SEO deal. So we'll see how we do. I'll do some like pre-research and reporting. So on the call, I can be like, hey, here are your problems. Here's what we do to fix it. For the demo for Roof Mammoth, I'll literally have like a branded calculator with their logo, number, and just some ballpark estimates and what their actual cost per square is. And that way it's just so easy to say yes. I'm going to try and do either a close on the call or book a meeting from a meeting because I'm usually bad at that. So I just want to make sure that like they don't just ghost me afterwards. After I send a proposal, I'll be like, hey, you know what? I love the conversation. I'll get a proposal for you. Are you free tomorrow to go over it? And then just book the meeting right then and there. And then, or just be like, hey, does that sound good? Here's the proposal I have ready for you. Do you want to sign it? Or do you have any questions, right? That kind of thing. So we'll see what happens. Another thing from the sales perspective that I've been circling is Upwork. Just long story short, Upwork is a place, it's a freelancer place where you can go ahead and bid on existing things that people want done, tasks that people want to get done for their company. And it's a little, competitive, but from my understanding from Maker School, right, I've been watching the videos, is that a lot of folks on Upwork are kind of trash. So you can shine pretty easily. From the outside looking in, the bidding is very small. Like people are, even like US based, automation engineers are being like $15 an hour. And I'm like, I don't want to work for $15 an hour. I want to work for usually like $200 an hour or higher when you average it all out. But yeah, so we'll see. It might just be an easy way to get more free leads, if you want to call it that. Even if I only, if I pitch high, right, and I don't win a ton of bids because of it, the ones that do come through might be worth just taking as just added revenue while we try to feed the beast so I can grow faster. But yeah, my doubt is that the agency might be past that stage in growth, right? I might just like, if I'm doing good on inbound cold email, referral networking, those kind of things. Maybe I just skip Upwork because we're already, 13K MRR, and then like with build fees, usually 20K or higher. But anyway, it could be free pipeline though. All right, fulfillment wise, what am I doing? So 2 SEO tweaks, proactive fixes today. 2 cold campaigns live for my client, 3 websites, still not quite done, but putting the finishing touches on it. One of the clients is very nitpicky, so I just want to make sure I spend the time on her website before I send her the demo draft. We're not even technically at the draft yet. This is just being picky on the design. When she picks the design, then I build a full website with the draft, but we'll see what happens. And then one client, it's an IT company, like an MSP, managed service provider. They want me to funnel their leads into their CRM. They're using Halo PSA, and I'm just not familiar with it. It's the first time me hearing about it. So just digging through their API docs. I got all the credentials I should need to get it set up, but I don't even think Halo PSA is like a CRM. I think it's just like a ticketing system. So just figuring out how to get leads to show up in a place that doesn't break their ticketing system, but whatever. Lastly, what am I doing strategy-wise? So yeah, I mean, the strategy for me really for the business is I think I really want to hit up some cloud skills. I found out that there's some, I'm sleeping on some Google Cloud connectors that I can set up for Google Search Console and Google Analytics, which theoretically, if, we have that MCP to Google Cloud, I could theoretically like one-shot my entire workflow from like SEO research to, auditing their website to, taking all their existing copy, examining their Google business profile, etc., like doing all the pre-research, as well as like one-shotting like a design mock-up and whatnot. Like Claude could do a lot of my fulfillment with some of these connectors if I just test them out and I prompt accordingly. So that would be awesome from a fulfillment perspective, especially if I go to market with these lower ticket items. Like if I'm, if I'm only doing a build fee for like $500 or whatever, if I can get it to where it's really just like an hour of my time and maybe like $100 in Claude credits, that would be amazing. But we'll see how that goes. And then also just a lot of people have been reaching out. So people are seeing this, people have been talking in the comments, like, hey, can I work for you? I've been getting DMs, I've been getting emails. And the answer is, yeah, hey, I'm fine. If you want to work for Skill Mammoth, sure. I obviously need the help, to get this fulfillment stuff done. The thing that I would really respect more, because I love cold pitching because I do it literally for a living. But, give me something, right? I'm not going to hire you just off rip just because you're somebody on my YouTube who commented and said, I need a job. Frankly, and this is just advice for doing anything cold, is the person you're talking to doesn't care about what you need. They care about what, they need, right? So in this case, if you're going to pitch me something, maybe give me something of value, show me something that you can do. I don't want to be sitting here racking my brain thinking about, oh man, what kind of job can I give this random person from YouTube? I know nothing about you, right? So just give me something, right? Like, I'm totally down, like, and I respect the hustle, but, I don't, like, you got to give me something, right? Because I'm not running a charity over here. But anyway, that sounds really callous and cold, but just it's reality. Feel free to keep on doing it. Just, I would like, turn the quality up a little bit for what you're asking, and then like, why you're asking it, and tell me more about who you are and what you can do for Skill Mammoth, right? So, other than that, like a Instagram guy shouted me out. He had like 50K followers, and I think I got like 200 subs from it. So nice. I'm not necessarily making these videos to grow this YouTube channel at all. I'm just kind of doing it in public, but more watchers helps. And yeah, that's really cool. And then of course, I think Mason joined Maker School because I talked about it, so that was pretty interesting. Hi, Mason. But I mean, if you guys want to join Maker School, just use my link so I get some credit for it. But yeah, anyway, I'm just yapping. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.